Ho, 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 and hello! I'm Brendan Way. You're listening to a special Christmas edition of The Booth. The premise of the show is simple. Two guests and myself are recording this in a small, cramped, unair-conditioned room. The longer they're here, the more they'll suffer. So fortunately, I'm willing to give them the chance to leave, but only after they complete a series of questions and quiz-type games. Whoever I judge the winner at the end of the show gets their freedom. Whoever is left has to stay on for another week in another edition. Let's meet the victims. Joining me in the booth today, this first guest loves all things 80s, which is fortunate, as that's what the temperature is here in Celsius. It's James D. Owen.
Hello.
This next guest co-directs the University Barbershop. Let's hope he makes the cut. Stuck here from Series 1, it's Chris Walsh.
Hello.
Gentlemen, later I'll be asking you for your weirdest ever thought, so rack your brains and make sure you use something to out-odd your rival. Now, as this is a seasonal special, this week's show is all about Christmas. Have any of you ever been around during a Christmas?
Couple.
Yeah, I've been at a few.
Good.
At least 10.
Absolutely. Great. Then we'll start with our first round. It's good, better, best. Yes, and change from the usual format. In this anecdote off, each of you will relate 3 holiday tales, each covering a better time than the last until we're discussing Christmas is so good they warrant their own nativity. Every time we hear a set of stories, I will judge one as more interesting, thus winning its teller a point. This week, of course, all your tales should involve Christmas or the holiday season. Who wants to start?
Oh, seeing as how you took an hour and a half to arrive, I'll go first.
Fair enough.
I can't really remember it specifically, but I know I've seen pictures of it, which kind of helps. But I remember being very little, about 6, 7 years old, and I was wearing Lion King pyjamas.
Nice.
And I remember me and my sister waking up at about 7 o'clock in the morning, literally just so we could rip open all the presents that were under the tree. And
You've got to do it, absolutely.
yeah, that was a good Christmas. That was quite fun, and I got a really good set of Lego.
Oh, what?
I can't remember exactly.
Was it like a special set, like Star Wars, or was it just...
I really can't remember, but I usually got Lego.
Was it the Lego where it's supposed to have water in it, and then you just wanted to find that there isn't actually any water with the Lego? And the water doesn't fit into it at all. And
What? Is your Lego set's drowned? What water?
They used to have sort of underwater Lego sets. They weren't actually underwater, but on the adverts it was like scuba divers.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was just blue plastic Lego.
Yeah.
But on the adverts they had water, so you put it all together. And like, oh, where's the water?
Put it in a fish tank. You got your divers. That's how you shoot the ads.
But you can't do that because sort of whole sort of underwater river thing. I'm not.
What, the city?
I'm not a geologist. That's probably the thing that goes underwater. Rocks and underwater rocks and that.
I think they're just called rocks.
Yeah. Well, there rocks are underwater. I don't know if there are special geologists for that. My dad's got a degree in geology.
Maybe we should get him on.
It's front off. Well,
He'd probably be on time.
Probably.
Yeah, that was a good Christmas.
Nice.
That's the first one that I can remember.
Lego's always good for Christmas.
Yes. James.
I'm going to go, the mention of pyjamas triggered a distant memory. They're not really pyjamas, but they were very comfortable clothes that kind of looked quite a lot like the outfit of Han Solo in Star Wars. I had like a sort of creamy white long-sleeved shirt, I suppose you call it.
Yes.
And then
struggling with words today.
I'm very, very unwell. That's why I was late, probably.
You went to Boots.
I went to Boots
because he was ill.
I went to Boots to get some straps on so I could try and talk. I wasn't being interrupted all the time. And obviously I had the waistcoat over the top. I felt like Han Solo. We got the whole Star Wars trilogy for Christmas.
Ooh.
That wasn't
good trilogy or bad trilogy?
The proper trilogy.
The proper trilogy.
This predates the shitty new trilogy. This is back when VHS was king.
Right.
That wasn't the best part of Christmas though. The best part of that Christmas was I saw Father Christmas.
Really? What, he came down
I probably didn't.
Thinking back on it.
Right.
Didn't, but
in retrospect.
But at the time, because I was only quite young, I was convinced when I opened my eyes one Christmas morn, I could see, you know how when you have your eyes closed for a long time and you open them and you see sort of like weird colours and shapes for a bit whilst your eyes adjust to the light?
Yes.
I had that with my stocking and some clothes, so it's all sort of red and sort of blurry, and I was convinced it was Father Christmas just melting away.
That's not one of his superpowers.
Well,
he can go around the world in a day. He doesn't melt.
I was only like 7 or 8, and I thought I just saw Father Christmas. But I didn't because...
Did you tell your parents? Did they think you were delusional?
I was a child.
Did they send you off to...
Children are allowed to believe in Father Christmas. In fact, it's encouraged. But they were the ones who absolutely ruined it. I knew Father Christmas didn't exist the next year.
What?
When I heard them coming
wait,
out of the attic.
What? Santa lives in your attic?
Who was coming out of the attic?
My mum and dad pulling all the presents down. I just like to think that they were just giving Santa a hand to have a chimney.
Yeah, keep thinking that. That's what they were doing, absolutely.
Yeah,
They were giving Santa a hand, he exists.
Like maybe a magical man who comes and drinks all our brandy isn't real.
You gave him brandy. Is that the standard drink? I thought it was milk. Wow.
I gave him wine.
Yeah.
He is going to be drunk. I'm surprised he's able to drive that sleigh.
You don't get to that sleigh just drinking milk. Brandy? Well, yes, I'm flying a sleigh with reindeer. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, he's completely sober at the wheel of that, isn't he? So yeah, that was...
The time you almost saw Santa and you dressed as Han Solo.
Basically.
Versus Lego for Christmas, Lion King pyjamas.
Damn good Christmas set.
Yeah, I think on reflection, you, James, have the cooler pyjamas, so you get the first point.
Yeah.
I do like the Han Solo pyjamas, they win.
Lived in those.
Did you live the Star Wars story? Did you shoot first?
Did you shoot first?
We turned the whole sitting room into basically various Star Wars sets by throwing cushions on the floor.
Nice.
Just sort of running around. We'd have like Star Wars on the TV and me and my brother just run around. Oh, good times.
Okay.
Best times.
Yes, absolutely. Christmas is the best time. Right, anyone got a second set of Christmas stories?
I'm trying to remember last year. I don't know. My recent Christmases have all just involved, like, every year for as long as I can remember, I've visited family members.
Fair enough, that's what you got to do.
And then gone home, had roast lunch and everything. But in the recent years, since I've turned 18, go visit my aunt in the morning. Apparently, it's the norm to have a wine or a sherry.
We normally drink champagne. Well, not really champagne.
Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bucks Fizz with breakfast, and then go to aunt's house, have wine or sherry, then go elsewhere, have more wine, go elsewhere, have more wine.
That time by you get home in the tree, you can't tell how shit your presents are.
I got home and it was just lunchtime, and I was just like, I am absolutely twatted. Sat at the table, just kind of like,
is this
I
chicken?
shouldn't be this drunk.
Is this turkey?
I should not be this drunk. It's about 11 o'clock midday, and I'm absolutely gone. And
wow, it's what Jesus would have wanted.
yeah, and it's just kind of like, you just kind of sat there watching the Queen laughing because...
The Queen is laughing at you?
No, just because I don't know what else to do, and I'm just laughing at the Queen. And then...
That's treason.
I'd
You'd be killed for that.
And then I turn off the Queen to watch Singing in the Rain, because Singing in the Rain is ultimately a better way to spend my time.
Is that treason? That's definitely...
I think that counts. I think we can lock him up in the tower for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're already locked up here, but we could call our contacts in the...
But yeah, so being drunk by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon is quite a good way to spend Christmas. Is
that not how you spend student life, though?
No, you know me, I'm not a massive drinker at uni.
It's only Christmas, Caramel.
I'll have the occasional 2 or 3 nights where
not 1
drunk,
not 1 p.m.
No, I never wake up at like 9 o'clock in the morning and go, right, I'm having a pint. I'm not German.
I had a German stay with me in the first year of university. I saw an advert on the portal saying we need places for German students to sleep. And it was the day after St. Patrick's Day 2010. And I got very, very, very drunk on St. Patrick's Day 2010. To the point where I got kicked out of O'Neill's and then got back in by pretending to be Irish. Then, please, I've come all the way from Dublin. You've got to let me back in, seeing my friends. And then let me back in. So the next day there was a guy from Dusseldorf staying in my room, and he turns up about 9 o'clock. I literally just got over the whole sort of night before, and he cracks open his gifts, which are 2 bottles of Dusseldorf beer. Like, we drink these now? Yeah. And so we just ended up drinking with this guy from Dusseldorf in this tiny little room, not much bigger than this booth. And then I just kept talking about the Second World War.
Right, don't mention the war. Don't mention the war.
Because I'm really interested in it. And I wasn't saying anything offensive, I don't think. But he moved out the next day.
I think you said something bad.
It was only because they found somewhere for them all to stay.
Right, okay, sure it was.
So, yeah, I can't remember. That's because he was talking about student drinking.
Do you want... That we could claim that's a Christmas story. It involves a gift.
Is that your Christmas story?
That's not my Christmas story. I've got Christmas stories. I have prepared.
Absolutely, okay.
I've had an hour and a half more than everybody else.
Yes, okay.
I only go with Christmas, it wasn't last year, it was the year before last.
Mm-hmm.
My dad had never seen Die Hard, and I'd seen it. That was the year I saw it, I think.
Wait, you've seen Die Hard?
Yeah, just once or twice. I saw it like 5 times in 1 year, at least, like, just getting up to Christmas.
Yes.
And my dad saw a trailer for it, and he went, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind watching Die Hard. Because he stopped going to the cinema about 1986.
Right.
Because that's when he met my mum. And my dad he's not big on films, really, anyway. Sort of most films he watches are like made-for-TV films from the 1970s. It's like, yeah, watch this, kids. It's just like Peter O'Toole hiding in a hole for an hour and a half from Nazis. So he said, yeah, I want to watch Die Hard. So my mum wasn't feeling well, so she went to bed early. So like, right, let's watch Die Hard. And it's the best Christmas I've ever spent. It was actually on Christmas Day.
Nice.
As everybody knows, Die Hard is the greatest Christmas
Oh,
film
it's the
ever
greatest
made.
Christmas story ever.
He's on his way home to see his kid.
And just the absolute joy of just sitting there, because I know Die Hard pretty much line for line, and just watching the joy on my sort of 50-year-old dad's face as John McClane shooting German terrorists in the testicles.
Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho. Oh, it's nice to spend time with family at Christmas.
Well, that's what John McClane wanted.
Indeed. Come at the coast, have a few laughs, get together. I did it the wrong way. But, you know, you get the gist. Die Hard. Yeah.
Die Hard.
Die
Nice.
Hard or getting drunk in 1 p.m. I think, yeah, sharing your favourite film with family member, that's quite nice. That's certainly your gift to him.
Yeah.
The gift of Die Hard. So yeah, you get a second point.
Yes.
I think that's slurred enough that we don't have to pay royalties. It's barely
Have you seen the
recognisable.
trailer for the new one?
Yes.
We're talking about that later.
Oh.
Right. Another set of Christmas stories, please. Who wants to go first?
I've run out of Christmas stories. I don't like I said before, I don't really have any good, interesting Christmas stories because we kind of just do the same thing every year.
Okay, any presents or...
No, I've had good holiday stories.
Okay, give us a holiday story.
Can that count? Right. So I'll go for New Year's then.
It's within the 12 days of
Yeah.
Christmas. I think we can count that.
My New Year's last year was fantastic. It was the first New Year's that I'd spent with my friends since I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And at this New Year's, it was the first time my girlfriend had spent New Year's with my friends. I usually went and spent New Year's with her family and her
Fair
friends.
enough.
And it's the first year that she came and spent it with my friends. And we went for a pub crawl around a small village where I went to secondary school called Fairford.
Mm-hmm.
And
Were you drunk by 1 p.m?
no, this was quite late. This was about 8 o'clock onwards. This was. And
So where were you for the midnight?
we were in the middle of Fairford town centre. Like
So-
town square thing.
So did you hear like a massive clock chime
No,
in the
there
New
were
Year?
fireworks though, and
So you knew it was the New
yeah,
Year. So you were able to go, oh, okay, yeah, New Year, guys, woo, yeah.
But Fairford is a really serene little village, which is known for having the only depiction of the devil on a stained glass window, and it is blue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, that was a fantastic New Year's because I got to spend it with all my friends, and me and my friend. I won't say names, just so he doesn't get into trouble. We went from pub to pub. Everyone had a drink, and then we went on to the next one. But
That is the point of a pub crawl,
yeah,
that everyone
but
has a drink,
we-
and you get a drink in every pub.
we each got we each got 2 drinks, drank one, and then took the other one with us to the next pub and left the glass from the other pub at the new pub.
Yeah, but
to
that means the
confuse
first
them.
pub is left with 1 glass.
Yeah, I
short.
know. And the new pub, yeah, we just like to confuse them. We tried to get a glass that the other
You
pub
rebels,
didn't have.
oh,
Yeah.
take your glass, oh, vandals, it's the serene village, oh.
But yeah, it was a really, really fun night. And yeah, it was really nice just because it was the first time my girlfriend spent New Year's with my friends and family. And everything.
Okay, petty larceny. James, can you beat that?
In the interest of balance, I will tell a New Year's story.
Okay.
Largely because my other Christmas story was going to be this year, just on the off chance it might be interesting. So I was just going to take a punt on Christmas 2012 being the best Christmas ever. It probably won't.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the New Year's story.
You can't really tell a story about a Christmas that hasn't happened.
I can speculate. I can pretty accurately guess how it'll be. We'll wake up, open presents, have food, watch the Queen's speech, and everybody will be depressed. Wonderful Christmas time. Like the Paul McCartney song.
Why would they be depressed?
You'll probably watch Die Hard again.
I probably will.
Then you won't be depressed.
It's on again. Well, I will tell a New Year's story.
Okay.
'cause I've only just remembered it. I've just made it up. It's like, oh yes, I got a story. Aliens came and no, I was living in Bexhill-on-Sea. Bexhill-on-Sea is where motorsport was invented, probably.
Right.
Where John Logie Baird, who invented the television, lived the final years of his life, and where Q from the Bond films used to live.
Okay, get back to your story.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so I was living in Bexhill-on-Sea, and we used to know this guy across the road, Andy, and he was a bit of a sort of Londoner.
Yep.
I think he used to be a policeman, but I wouldn't be surprised if he'd been corrupt. Because he was that kind of Bill character. He's like,
Okay. Hopefully he won't be listening.
I don't think so. I doubt it very much somehow. He's like 50. He'll be like, what, dead now? I don't know. How long do people live these days?
Well, you said your dad was 50.
Yeah, but he's like 50 now. This is in the past I'm talking about.
Right, okay.
So this is about 10 years ago now, so it'll be at least 60, I suppose. 50 plus 10, yeah. That's about 60. Anyway.
Well done, graduate.
If you stop interrupting... I didn't graduate in maths, did I? If you stop interrupting my wonderful story...
if you're not listening to this show, we butt in with comic interjections.
Well, I'm not happy about it. Anyway, so we were on the phone around. It was a very last minute thing. So knock on the door, it's like, come have time, we're having a New Year's party. And it just consisted, really, of people drinking. I was only like 12 or something. Well, it was 10 years ago. I'm 23, 12, 13. Yeah. We were just sitting around drinking, watching old videotapes of dog racing, and betting on it.
Sorry, what you mean, where they chase the rabbit around the track?
Yeah. Greyhound racing.
Right.
So
was that ever televised? Why is that?
I don't know where the videotapes came from. I didn't think
Bootlegs.
Probably. So
the corrupt policeman got them off the street.
Bootleg greyhound races, paying like 20p on various races, sitting around drinking sherry and cheap wine. I don't think I won very much. I'm not a great gambler.
Right.
And I was only like 13.
Doesn't matter, all the dogs are probably dead now.
That's not funny. Their dog died. Harvey.
Not at the party.
No. Their dog was in a sort of...
They wanted a live race.
They
got him to chase a rabbit.
As well as the greyhound racing, they also had an alive dog who was called Harvey. And he had an on-again, off-again relationship with my dog, who was a female.
Right.
But then...
Were they friends with benefits, or...?
Pretty much.
Did they get together on Christmas and New Year's?
They didn't. And sadly, Harvey died. He was buried in the garden. And every time my dog went over, she'd go to the bit where he was buried and just sort of walk around and around.
Oh.
But that wasn't at Christmas, so it's not part of the story.
Yes.
The part of the story is basically, I used to live in a really shit town called Bexhill-on-Sea where... gambling to bootleg DVDs of greyhound racing.
VHS.
Rife. VHS, yes.
Nobody's bootlegging it for DVD.
So that is basically it. I thought I'd give Chris a chance with that one. That's a terrible story. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
No, I liked it. Yeah, okay, so bootleg videos or stealing glasses, which is the bigger crime? For just simply inconveniencing the pub and really quite confusing them. I think, yeah, Chris, you get the point.
I don't think she get the point for the stained glass devil window.
Yeah, interesting fact, yeah.
That was the point I gave up.
Right.
I'll just tell the most boring story I know.
No, that's interesting.
Chris deserves this point. He knows a fact about where he grew up.
I grew up in Swindon, but I managed to get away.
No, this wasn't Swindon, this was Fairford.
Well, it's near Swindon,
yeah, about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I managed to escape Swindon.
It's in Gloucestershire, though, technically.
Oh, it's in Gloucestershire, yeah. Gloucestershire's nicer than Wiltshire.
Yeah, very much so.
This isn't a review of Britain. Right.
Do you know where I like? Berkshire. No, next.
Right, let's cool off with a snowball fight and some weird thoughts. Give each of your oddest ponderings in turn, and then I'll open them up to debate to see if we can see some sense in them. Whoever ends up sounding the least rational wins the round. Anyone got an odd thought that they had recently?
I kind of want to see where Chris goes first, in case mine are a bit too weird.
No, you go first. I went first last time, and then I ended up having a discussion about why an ostrich would make a good monarch.
Yeah, my thought's kind of dark.
No, okay.
Do you ever... This has the potential to make me look quite bad. I had two that I was thinking of, and one's kind of really like weird and sort of like I might be on marijuana cigarettes. This one just makes me sound like a serial killer. Have you ever, like, really thought about killing somebody and then suddenly realised how weird it would be. Like you ever really thought about it, and then gone, shit, that was dark. You're like, I wonder what it'd be like to... No? Is that just me? I haven't actually genuinely considered it, but, just thinking about how weird it would be. Have you heard the Christopher Lee anecdote about stabbing a man? Yes?
No.
Yeah, Christopher Lee was on the set of Lord of the Rings. Christopher Lee used to be in the British Secret Service with Ian Fleming, and what they used to do was basically stab Nazis in the back for, shits and giggles.
Literally, not metaphorically.
Yeah.
Not like betraying them, just actually
like,
stabbing.
Actually fucking killing Nazis. They were basically the Inglourious Bastards, but real.
Yes.
And better actors.
Well, Ian Fleming essentially won World War II for us, didn't he? If you believe Operation Mincemeat.
Indeed.
Operation Mincemeat?
Yeah, it's a long story. Look it up.
Okay.
It basically involves him
Sounds
going,
delicious.
basically, hey Hitler, you're mincemeat. No. So, anyway, Christopher Lee genuinely killed Nazis for his job before he became a Dracula. A Dracula. Well, he was a Dracula.
He was a Dracula.
Were you trying to say? Were you trying to say actor?
I don't know what
He was a Dractor.
He was a Dracula. Yeah, so he's on the set of Lord of the Rings, and Peter Jackson was directing something. It's like when he, when the knife comes over, like, and Christopher Lee just comes over, and he's like, that's not how it goes. And Peter Jackson goes, I'm the director, I think I know what I'm talking about. And Christopher Lee just turns around and goes, have you ever stabbed a man in the back? I have. And every now and then, I sort of think about how weird it would be to actually do that. It's a really weird thought. Like, imagining what it must be like to take a life. I'm not saying I could do it. In fact, I'm saying quite the opposite. It would be... Like, I can't see how anybody could do it. It's really, really sort of weird, but, like, every now and then I think, oh, God, I fucking hate that person. I'll just be like, oh, shit, that's inappropriate. But I'm pretty sure it's normal. It's subconscious aggression, not conscious aggression. Which that's in my knife collection.
I'm going to move near to Chris.
I don't think I fully understand this round.
No. A Christmas special. Have you thought about stabbing someone?
Well, no, because I can tie this into Christmas. Peter Jackson is dressed as Father Christmas. He stabbed
Simon Pegg in Hot Fuzz. Yeah.
Yes.
That was my plan all along. I'm not a weirdo.
Right, Chris.
Beat that.
What?
Yeah, come on. A weird thought. Come on, give us a...
I want to go first, yeah. Even if you've got a better story than that, you're going to be too terrified.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely worried that if I win this now, I'm going to get stabbed as I leave.
Right, Chris.
I don't really have any weird thoughts this week.
I feel like
What have I thought about weirdly?
Doesn't have to be a recent thought. It could just be something you've thought in your life.
In the past. What have I thought about in the past?
Well, it won't be something you thought in the future. You're not like James speculating about Christmas 212.
I think Christmas 212 is going to be good.
Oh, no, it's mostly going to be volcanoes and stuff, isn't it? So.
Is that your weird thought?
Fingers
Christmas
crossed.
2012 is going to be volcanoes.
No, that's not my weird thought. But it's probably what's going to happen.
What, because the Mayan calendar?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be disappointed. I can't get a job. I don't care.
The world might as well end.
Yeah.
Just that's the best prospect for me.
I've had a good 21 years.
Yeah.
This'll do.
Yeah.
Weird thoughts.
Might as well die alone now than in 20 years' time.
Wouldn't it be depressing if the world just ended with us three just here?
Yeah, we just left the booth like, oh, that's what that was. I thought it was a car backfiring.
We're the last three men alive.
It's something I thought about the other day, which was quite funny.
Yes.
You know the bit in Back to the Future 2, when Marty goes into the future and he sees the hologram of, I think it's Jaws 7?
Yes.
Yeah, and then the shark comes down and bites him. If they remade that film and Marty McFly once again went into the future and went into 2015, he would now see on that cinema Star Wars Episode 7.
Ooh.
A sign for that. Because
would it be in 3D?
I think
the joke is in Back to the Future, it's Jaws 7 3D.
But it's because...
How wacky.
Thinking about it, because now they've announced 7, 8 and 9, and they've announced that Star Wars Episode 7 will be out by 2015. So they kind of got something right, that there was going to be an Episode 7.
Well, they got it right that there's a Jaws
Steven Spielberg
3D. There's a Jaws 3D. Yeah. They got that right. there is a Jaws 3D.
Yeah.
What I was waiting for is a sort of weird sort of pizza thing. They just put it in a machine for about 20 seconds.
The dehydrated
Yes.
pizza, yeah.
It looks horrible. But, it's convenient.
Yeah. But,
Yes.
no, I thought that was quite weird.
What would the DeLorean be now? What would be the cool car to turn into a time machine?
I don't know, but my sister did something really mean to me on Sunday.
Yes.
As you know, it was my birthday on Sunday, my
Yep.
21st. And,
Happy birthday.
yeah, on the morning of my birthday, I got an email from my sister. And I looked at it, and it said, here's your present. It won't be arriving till Monday, though. So I opened this email, and it took me to a website called Firebox. Mm-hmm. And on it was just a picture of a DeLorean. And I was like, she's bought me a model DeLorean. I'd scrolled down, and it was a 70 grand actual DeLorean. I was like, right, you're just being a bitch now. Just because you know how much I want one of these.
You can buy a proper 1960s Batmobile on there as well.
It's ridiculous, but I was just like, you're just being really, really mean.
My first year of university, I was walking through town and there was an actual DeLorean parked in the street.
Ooh.
And just a whole crowd of people stood around like...
Apparently they're just god-awful cars, actually.
Yeah,
But
they're only like prototypes.
Oh.
They didn't make very many of them.
I think it's 800 they made.
And they're not very good. But still, so probably if they remade Back to the Future, it would have to be a prototype that never went into production. Or had limited production.
We should stop talking about them making a remake of Back to the Future before it actually happens. Everyone touch wood.
I don't think there is any.
Oh, God, it's going to happen. I know Daniel Radcliffe said he was interested in the role.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
I will burn you.
Right, okay. So Chris is going to burn me, and James is going to stab
I'm
me.
not meant to stab
So
you.
I'm
That's
not
the whole-
sure.
The whole point was I couldn't bring myself to stab people, but every now and then I'd think about it, and I just think, Jesus, where did that come from? Like, there's really, everybody has a dark part of themselves. That's why people go crazy.
Right, okay.
But I'm not saying I'm crazy.
Right, because you're going to pull back and restrain yourself from killing, I think you get a point for being good behaviour.
Get a point for being creepy.
Wait! Is that a fast burst of flames? That can only mean one thing. Either we've got to evacuate, or it's the quickfire round! In this final game, I'll ask you a series of questions whose answers relate to our theme. You not only have to get them right, but get in first. To help you to that end, you both have verbal buzzers. As this edition is about the season of goodwill, James, you shout Christmas time. And Chris, you shout mistletoe and wine. Right, best of luck to you. Question 1. Which reindeer has a chain of shops selling electrical goods?
Christmas time.
Yes?
Dixon's.
No?
No. PC World.
No. Other brands are available. Recently sold off a lot of their stuff.
Mistletoe and wine curries.
No, Curry's the reindeer has a problem.
He's an obscure one.
There's only like 9 of them. Only one of them is a brand of electrical stores. Just go through them in your head.
Robert Tyres.
No, go through the reindeer in your head, not the stores.
Be good if it was just the reindeer in the full name.
Robert Dyers.
Robert Tyres, reindeer.
Died by sleigh tonight.
Rudolph? I can't think of the reindeer's names.
No, I can only think of...
Prancer, Dancer, Jumper,
Jumper! It's not Jumper. It's not what Christmas Jumper is.
Prancer?
Lancer, Robert Dyers.
Right, time up. Comet.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Number 2. Which word for gift might you say during a register?
Christmas time, present.
Yes! Number 3. What combat sporting event takes place on December 26th?
Christmas time, boxing.
Yeah, what's the name of the event?
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day it is! What type of seasonal candle is also a 2-word instruction to an engineer to install a gap in an airtight room?
Say that again?
What type of seasonal candle, there really isn't that many, is also a 2-word instruction to an engineer to install a gap in an airtight room? What type of candle would you have around this time?
Hanukkah candle?
Nope.
I was asking, Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Candles? Christmas?
It's also a type of calendar.
Advent?
Yes! You advent to...
What? I'm too tired for this.
Right. Okay, final question. Number 5. If Santa's wife is called Mary, what can you call her?
Merry Claus?
Close.
Merry Christmas?
And a Merry Christmas to you too!
Oh,
Okay, at the end of all
that's
that,
awful.
we have a winner, but first a chance to plug. Panellists, is there anything you want the internet to know about?
Yeah, I know. I got confused. I was thinking Joseph? Wait, it's not Joseph Christmas. I got confused between,
Santa.
what Christmas is actually about And
yes.
And what the capitalists want it to be about.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you want to plug anything, James?
Yeah, I do. I'll plug something. I will plug.
I will invent a new word for this round. Plag.
Doing that a lot. I am quite badly ill. Stab you. I'll stab you all. I'm going to plug splendidthread.com, which I'm editing.
You're editing Splendid Fred?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's why it's considerably better.
I'm going to tell Glenn you said that.
Only because there's somebody working on it. Glenn, that's why he asked me to edit it, because he can do it full time, so I can put stuff up every day.
You're going to be plugging my ECP soon then.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Jedi mind trick.
You will plug my ECP.
Might not. Might just be really hard. Like, nope. I don't do that. Please submit stuff.
Right, so yeah, please submit stuff to Splendid Fred.
Yep.
I'd like to plug the Late Train Comedy Night.
Please run that.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you bequeathed it to Dan and I. Dan, previous panelist.
I would say something exactly stole it.
Yeah.
Not really, no. I did.
You gave it to us. You gave it like a Christmas present. Yes. Okay, so Chris, you got anything at this point?
The Flashnificent 7 is always a good one.
Yes.
Even though I haven't written anything for it in about 2 months.
Don't worry, there are still stories up on the Flashnificent 7, which you can find via Blogspot or Facebook. We're quite a unique word, so if you Google Flashnificent, it's like magnificent, but you drop the mag and put in Flash.
Also, I don't know what else to plug, really.
Hair is still happening on the February.
Hair is still happening in February, which I'm musically directing, but then I'm going to be stuck here for a couple more weeks, it seems. So I'll be plugging that every week for the next few goes.
Okay. So the final scores. Chris, you had 3 points, but this week's winner's James with 5. Congratulations, James, you win. But in the spirit of goodwill, because I might want to get some new guests on, you both get to leave the booth.
Oh, yay.
It's a Christmas miracle. As for me, I'll be here doing my Christmas tradition of putting on some tights. Well, you've got to fill your stockings. Until next time then, I'd like to thank James D. Owen.
It's been a pleasure.
Chris Walsh.
Thank you very much for having me.
The MMC, Mark Wilkinson for some sound advice, and you for listening. I've been Brendan Way. This has been The Booth. Have a Merry Christmas, and goodbye!